in the soft glow of a stage that had carried thousands of dreams. Across its wooden floor, a 91-year-old Filipino grandpa walked forward with slow, careful steps each movement, holding the weight of memories gathered across almost a century. The audience watched him with quiet curiosity, unsure of what a man his age might do on a stage, meant for rising stars. Yet there was something about his presence, something gentle and unbroken, that made even the restless fall silent. He held the microphone like a fragile lifeline, his trembling fingers wrapped around it, with a blend of fear and devotion. And when he lifted his eyes, they held a depth that only a lifetime of love and loss could carve. He whispered his name, then added that he was not there to win anything. He was there to sing for the woman he had loved for 70 years, the woman who was no longer alive to hear him. And in that moment, every heartbeat in the room seemed to pause. He began to speak of her, with a softness that felt like a prayer, as though every word carried a piece of her spirit. He described meeting her in a small province, where the sky always smelled of rain and mango trees, where she would walk with a red ribbon tied in her hair, laughing with a brightness that warmed every corner of his world. He said he was a shy young man then, unsure of his place in life, but whenever she smiled, he felt like he belonged somewhere. Decades passed, seasons changed, their children grew, their hair turned silver. Yet every morning she still made coffee for him, with the same tenderness she had on the day they married. He called her his home, his anchor, his gentle miracle, and when he lost her, he felt as if time itself had lost meaning. But he carried her love like a lantern inside him, refusing to let the darkness win. The judges leaned forward, their expressions softening, as if pulled into the gravity of his memories. He told them she had battled her illness quietly, with a grace that broke his heart. She never feared for herself. She only feared leaving him alone. He remembered the final night he held her hand, her fingers already cold, her voice warm, as she told him not to be afraid, to keep singing, to live long enough, to tell the world about the love they built together. After she passed, he stopped singing. For months, maybe years. He lost track of time. He said, "Loneliness becomes a strange companion when the person you lived for is gone." But her last request never left his mind. Her voice lived inside his chest, whispering, pushing him toward one final song. He said he had been diagnosed with terminal cancer not long ago, and the doctors told him he did not have much time left. He shared this without sadness, without fear, only with acceptance. As if death was not an ending but a reunion, a doorway leading him back to her. He said his grandchildren begged him to audition for America's Got Talent, not because he wanted fame, but because they wanted the world to hear the love story he had carried for so long. They told him that if he sang on that stage, maybe their grandmother would hear him again, from wherever she was, and with that hope, he found the strength he thought he had lost. So he stood there now, frail but unbroken, ready to sing the song he used to sing to her every night before she fell asleep when the music began. Something magical happened. The trembling in his hands stopped, replaced by a calm that settled over him. Like a warm blanket, his voice rose, thin but steady, filled with sincerity that pierced through the theater like sunlight through clouds. He was not trying to impress anyone. He was simply remembering her, reliving the nights when she would rest her head on his shoulder, humming along as he sang softly in her ear. His voice carried decades of devotion, longing, and the kind of love that survives even death. And as he sang, the audience grew blurry through the tears he held back. Yet he continued, holding each note like it contained a memory. He wasn't ready to let go. People in the audience began crying quietly, moved not by the perfection of his voice, but by the honesty in it. His words trembled, but they trembled with truth, with the kind of emotion only a lifetime can create. Every line felt like a page torn from a diary, written in heartbeats instead of ink. Judges who had seen thousands of performances found themselves speechless, drawn into the rawness of what they were witnessing. It was not just a song, it was a farewell, a promise and a confession, all woven together, a final love letter sent across the distance between life and death. And for those few minutes on stage, the world seemed to stand still. When the final note faded into silence, he lowered the microphone slowly, as though afraid of breaking the moment. The entire theater rose to their feet. in a standing ovation, yet he didn't smile in triumph. He smiled in peace. He whispered her name under his breath, thanking her for giving him the courage to sing. One more time, tears welled in his eyes but did not fall. He looked upward, and for a moment, it felt like he saw her, standing just beyond the bright stage lights waiting, listening proud of him. The judges struggled to speak, their voices cracking with emotion, telling him he had given them one of the most meaningful performances in AGT history. Backstage, his grandchildren rushed to him, hugging him tightly, telling him he had made their grandmother proud. He held them close, telling them that love is the only thing in life that never dies. He said he didn't know how much time he had left, but he knew he had used the time he was given to honor the woman who made his life beautiful. He told them to love deeply, to cherish every moment, to never wait, to say the words that matter, because time is a gift that disappears quicker than anyone expects, and love is the only thing strong enough to outlive it. His story became an instant inspiration. Millions of viewers, feeling the power of a love that survived war, poverty, sickness, aging, and even death. People from around the world commented that his performance reminded them to call their parents, hug their partners, forgive old wounds, and appreciate the hearts beating beside them. His voice, though old and fragile, became a reminder that love is not measured in years, but in devotion that even when life fades, love remains echoing through memories and moments. He taught them that growing old is not a curse. It is a privilege denied to many, and loving one person for a lifetime is one of the rarest blessings one can ever receive. And at the end of the script, as the voiceover softens and the story settles into the heart of the listener, the message becomes clear. Life is short, painfully short. But the love we give, the kindness we choose, and the memories we create become our legacy. He showed that true love does not end with death. It only changes form, becoming something the heart carries forever. His final lesson is simple yet powerful. Love deeply, cherish now. Forgive quickly, and never be afraid to show the world who and what your heart beats for. Because in the end, it is not fame, wealth, or trophies that matter, but the love we give and the love we leave behind.